Today marks the 5th anniversary of Citizens United, the Supreme Court decision in Citizens United v. FEC that birthed super PACs and allowed special interest money to flood our elections. When a well-heeled few can use their money as a microphone and drown out the voices of the American people, it's a problem, and public interest issues and all the issues that you and I care about are drowned out, and that's why we're here today. So we're here today to call out the damages created by Citizens United as well as related court decisions. But not only that, we're here to talk about solutions, the progress that we've made over the past 5 years as well as things that we can continue to work on. So over the past 5 years, there's been a real problem. Our elections, the control of our elections has shifted hands into the control of mega donors and super PACs, drowning out the voices of average Americans. In fact, in 2012, the 32 top contributors to Super PAC contributed about $9.9 million each. That's the same as the 3.7 million small donors to Obama and Romney combined. When big money gets bigger, it forces politicians to pay attention to big donors rather than donations from regular Americans. Instead of elections being a race to show candidates' vision, their credentials, and their capabilities, they become a race to get the biggest donations from mega donors. Now, big donors have the ability and often control the candidates, the issues that are debated, as well as often the winners, long before Americans take to the polls. In fact, it's not surprising that in recent elections, we've seen some of the most unpopular Congresses elected in recent history, as well as the lowest voter participation since World War II. So this is clearly an alarming problem.
Benjamin Franklin, when asked what he thought his legacy was, he said that his legacy he felt was a republic, but only if we could keep it. So the question we have to ask ourselves is, are our politicians, are our representatives actually keeping the democracy for the people? I would have to say no. And you can see that right here in Illinois, when as soon as Citizens United went down, just within a year to 2 years, our legislature just bent over and said, you know what, let's just get rid of all possible limits on our elections in case there is a super PAC at some point in an election. We removed the little bit of laws that we had left. We didn't even give up a fight to the Supreme Court. We didn't even try to say, hey, well, we want this law, let's try to fight and keep what we got. We said, you know what, sounds like the Supremes don't want us to have any kind of limits on money, so let's get rid of it. That's what our Illinois legislature did. Yeah, they did come out and they did support us because we pushed them to support Illinois going on record to overturn Citizens United, but the truth is, behind the scenes, they created this whole system so that they got rid of all contribution limits that were possible in Illinois. That's disgusting and it's unacceptable. So I'm glad to see leadership here from the grassroots, people who are willing to support this fight. We have some practical things we can do in Illinois to push back against the Supreme Court decisions. It's not just Citizens United, by the way. It's also McIntosh, it's Arizona, it's a lot of different other decisions. It's McCutcheon. It's also the way we do business with our corporations. It's the TPP. It's all kinds of stuff, and we have to be vigilant. And right now in Chicago, we have a question on the ballot on February 24th where you'll actually be able to put your voice down and say, I want a different kind of campaign finance system, regardless of what the Supreme Court wants. We want a small donor matching system in Chicago, and that'll give us a chance to start removing the influence of the developers and the corporations that are sort of have our politicians have their ear. We need to get their ear back.